Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you had a fantastic break. We're gonna get right back at it though. So I wanted to let you know that there are on the remote learning site, it'll say activity, and it'll give you a link. And some of the activities on here you can actually do on the computer. So the one that's gonna be the bumper car race, this one, you can actually do on the computer. So you can kind of do it along as I do it with you, or you can stop it and do it first and check it. That might be a good idea. But it just gives you an option to do it while I do it, okay? Just not always out of the book. All right, so this one is just getting us ready for fractions again. Find each problem mentally. So if I did 2/3 times 1/2, if I'm looking at this, I can cross reduce, okay? And I get 1/3. So it's just a quick review on fractions. Again, I could cross reduce the 4s and I get 1/3. Okay. Remember, if you have 4 and you want to divide it by 1/5, it's keep, flip, or keep, change, flip. So that would be 20. Remember, this is your keep, flip, change. Same here. If I did 9/6, I'm going to keep, flip, change. And then again, I would cross reduce. 2 goes in there once, 2 goes in there 3 times. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So it's just a real quick review on fractions, okay? Okay, so the next page. Race to the bumper cars. So this is the one that you can do along with me on the applet, the link that's on your remote learning page, okay? All right, it says Diego, Lynn, and Mai went to the ticket booth to the bumper cars. So it's telling us information about all of them, and we're going to complete the table. It says Diego left the ticket booth at the same time as Tyler. Diego jogged ahead at a steady pace and reached the bumper cars in 30 seconds, okay? Lynn left the ticket booth at the same time as Tyler. She ran at a steady pace and arrived at the bumper cars in 20 seconds. And then it says Mai left the ticket booth 10 seconds later than Tyler. Her steady jog enabled her to catch up with Tyler just as he arrived at the bumper cars. Okay, so it wants me to fill in the table, and it's telling me his distance and his time. I want to find K. That's what I want to do for all of these. And that, remember, is y over x. And that's going to help me fill out the rest of the table. So the only 2 I know are these 2. So I would do my y over my x, and then I would put it in lowest terms. Divide by 10, and you get 5/3. Okay? So on this one, my k is equal to 5/3. If I look at Lynn, same thing. I'm going to do y over k, 50 over my x of 20, y over x, I mean. And I would just reduce that, divide it by 10. I'm still going to leave it as an improper fraction, but I'm going to put it in lowest terms. So on this one, k is equal to 5/2. Remember, it's always y over x. And that was the only y and x I know right now. For Mai, or May, whatever her name is, same thing. I'm going to do y over x, which is 50/40. Again, I'm going to reduce that, so my k is equal to 5/4. Okay, I could write an equation for all of those. I think we're doing that on the next page. But it's going to help me to fill in the table, okay? Actually, I think I am going to write an equation. Write equations. All right. I'm going to write an equation because it makes our lives easier. So remember that your equations are y equals kx. I'm going to substitute in k. So the equation for Diego is y equals 5/3 x. So if I want to fill in the table, 0, x is 0, 5/3 times 0 is 0. If x is 15, I would do 15 my x times 5/3, okay? And that's going to give me, I can cross reduce there, 3, 1, 3, 5. That's going to give me 25. All right, and if I do, I lost my train of thought. If I do 1, okay, if x is 1, I would do 5/3 times 1, which is 5/3, okay? Make sense? All right, so if we go, and I'll use a different color on this guy. If we go to Lynn's, or girl, I guess. So hers is 5/2. So again, if my equation would be y equals 5 over 2x. All I did is put it in the y equals k times x format. And then I'm just going to substitute. Okay, this one's saying if y is 0. So if y is 0, that means x has to be 0 because 0 is equal to this times 0. All right, so here's where it's going to get a little different. This one I can figure out really quickly. If x is 1, y has to be 5 over 2. So I would multiply it by 5 over 2. I'm going to get 5 over 2. Okay? Now, here's what's going to be different. I know the y on this one. I'm going to do this way down here. So I'm saying that if y is 25, it's equal to 5 over 2x. And that's where our equation solving is going to come in. Remember, you flip, if it's a fraction, you flip it and multiply. So I'm going to multiply by 2 over 5. I'm just solving the equation. 5, these all cancel, and I get x is equal to, now again, I want to cross reduce because it's easy, or I could just do 2 times 25 is 50 divided by 5 is 10, but if I just do it this way, 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 25, I get 10. So that's how I know what that one is. And you know that the seconds are always bigger than the distance because that's how it's been consistently. So that's why I would know I wouldn't multiply on that one. All right, now for Miss Mai. So same thing, if I've got k is equal to 5/4, it means my equation is y equals 5/4 x, y equals kx. All I do is put that in for k. Okay? All right, so again, my 1 should be easy because if x is 1, y is 5/4. Okay, now, and the 0 should be easy because if y is 0, the only number I can multiply by 5/4 is 0 to get 0. So I'm going to do the same thing I did here. So I'm going to say, okay, well, I don't know my y, or I do know my y, I do know my y. 25 is equal to 5/4 x. So I'm putting in what I know, okay? I knew k, I knew y, I don't know x. So again, I'm going to flip and multiply. The way to get rid of this is to multiply by its reciprocal, multiply by 4 over 5, and you get these all cancel. And I could cross reduce here too, or I could do 4 times 25 is 100 divided by 5 is 20, okay? So that's how I would fill in that chart. So it's a lot of back and forth. And if you notice, if you're going this way, you multiplied. If I knew y and I was trying to find x, I multiplied. If I knew x and I was trying to find y, I ended up dividing. All right, having said all that, let's look at this graph. We're actually going to graph it, okay? It says, using a different color for each person, draw a graph, okay? So I'm going to write down the people just real quick because it's going to help me not to be switching back and forth. So I knew Diego was y equals 5/3 x. Or I can just use the chart that they gave me, okay? So, actually, I'm just going to flip back and forth, it'd be easier. If I have the point 0, 0, Diego's going to be in blue. So 0, 0. I had the point 15, 25. I had the point 30, 50. 30, 50. And I had the point 1 5/3, which I'm not sure exactly where that is. Probably about right there, okay? I had a ruler somewhere around here. Here we go. I have a dare ruler. Okay, so I'm going to make my line for Diego. All right, there's Diego. Actually, he doesn't go past where the thing is, so I probably should have made an arrow. All right, so if I look back at, I'm trying to put them both on here, Lynn's distance, okay? Lynn was the point 0, 0. Lynn's going to be in green. So Lynn, remember hers was y equals 5/2x? But I can use the chart or I could use substitution, but I've already done the chart, so let's use that. So she also started at the point 0, 0. Her second point was 10, 25. 10, 25. Her third point was 20, 50, which is way up here. And her fourth point, again, was 1 and then 5/2. So that's going to be really close. And I'm going to make a line for Lynn. Okay. And then last but not least, I've got May, whatever that name is. And again, we said her equation was y equals 5/4 x. Okay, this is May. All right, so again, she started at 0, 0. We're still starting at 0, 0. That's all different colors. Her second point was 20, 25. So at 20 seconds, she went 25 meters. In 40 seconds, she went 50 meters. Okay, and then again, the 1 5/4 is still way down here. So let's get her line. All right. So I had Lynn was in green, Diego was in blue, and May was in red. Okay. So it's asking us which person is moving the most quickly. Well, which one went up faster on the graph? Looks like, I'm going to put this away here. Lynn, okay? So Lynn reached the bumper cars. The bumper cars were, I forget where the bumper cars were. Lynn reached the bumper cars in 20 seconds, okay? Okay, how do I know when she reached it? I'm gonna tell you how I know. Here's where they all hit the bumper cars, okay? The bumper cars were 50 meters away. That's how I know they all got to the same spot at different times, but the same spot. They all got to 50 meters, okay? So if I look at Diego, Diego got to the bumper cars in 30 seconds. And then if I look at Lynn, or May, not Lynn, May. May was the slow one. She took 40 seconds to get to the bumper cars. And there comes Olaf. Olaf, do. Get out of our shot. Okay. All right. Are you ready for more right equations to represent each person's relationship? Oh, look, we already did. These are my equations. That just made my life easier to do it in the beginning. Okay. Now, Tyler, how do I know what Tyler was? Tyler was my standalone guy. He's going to be y equals x. Okay. So if I was doing Tyler, I'm saying for every 1 meter he went, or 1 second, he went 1 meter. So he's the only one I don't have on here. This would have been his equation. And we'll actually do him in, we're not of colors here, you guys. We'll do him in this pink. All right, so his would have been, if for every 1 second, he went 1 meter. So it would be like 5, 5, 10, 10, 20, 20. You can see the point. Actually, Tyler was the slowest, apparently. Okay, so he would reach it, if I would have drawn my line a little straighter, which I totally did not draw a very straight line. Let's try that again. Yeah, let's try there. Here we go. My thing's not working. He should reach it in 50 seconds, okay? He's not doing a very good job here. He should have been there. All right. Next page. I'm going to try and whiz through this so it doesn't take forever. It's a lot of information, but it's really just the same thing, just showing you on a graph, okay? All right, so this question is just asking you. So these are just questions. You look at the graph and you answer the questions, okay? It says, meteorite Perseid 245 and asteroid X traveled through the solar system. The graph shows the distance each traveled after a given number of time, okay? So here's the oh, I can't say that word. Meteoroid. Whew. Here's the asteroid, okay? Is asteroid X traveling faster or slower? Okay, so if you look at him and you look at him, this is time, how long it takes. This is how far he went. So definitely he's traveling faster. Okay, because it went a higher distance in a less amount of time. So asteroid X went up higher in a smaller amount of time. I don't even know what the time and the distance are. I can just see that he went faster. Went higher on the graph, which is your distance, in a shorter amount of time. So I don't need the numbers because I can't have negative time and I can't have negative distance. So I know that these are positive, okay? So if I just look at that graph, I can say he went faster. All right, the second graph says, if you buy $1 of each kind of rope, which one will be longer, okay? And explain how you know, okay? So it's saying you have a nylon that goes this way. There's that one, length of the rope and the price per dollar. And then you have the cotton rope that goes, here's the length and here's the price. So it's saying, if you buy $1, which kind of rope will be longer? So let's just say I put $1 on here. Okay, let's just say that's $1. I don't know, but I'm just gonna give you a thing. All right, nylon, or not $1 here, sorry. I know what I'm doing sometimes. I didn't mean dollar there. So here's, which rope would be longer? This one meets here, this one meets here. It would definitely be the nylon rope. Okay, because the X coordinate, the length, is higher than the Y price. So it's longer. Okay, all right. So it's just kind of taking a graph and really just taking it apart and figuring out what it's telling you and what it's asking you and what information you can get from it, okay? Alrighty, here's your lesson summary page. You have this in your book. It's kind of doing the same thing, it just gives you another example that you can go through, okay? All right, you guys have the LearnZillion homework. Try to do the activity on the applet. It really will help you, and they're kind of fun to do, and you can do it a little bit on the computer. And have a fabulous day. Bye, you guys.